go.
You are experiencing mood swings, sitting on a couch with your eyes closed, lashing out, calling into work every fucking week, shutting all the blinds, no sunlight in the house, your plants are dying, ordering fast food on a daily, getting into social media fights, tweeting about your day-to-day life, conspiracy theories, bullying people on wearing a mask or not wearing a mask, hair loss, road rage, disrespecting celebrities because they didn't want to take a selfie with you, Republicans, Democrats, conservatives, liberals, banning abortions, voter suppression laws, banning protesting, blaming Black Lives Matter for every negative thing that happens in the United States. And Greg Abbott might be your father. You know what all of this means? It's called mental illness and depression.
Grow to the soul.
Musical lessons. Touch the soul inside of you. Keeping the love alive. Soul Vibrations, the radio show. Wednesdays, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on your community radio station. KAZI.
Austin, 88.7 FM.
So basically,
The year is 2014, and I am burnt out. I'm done. I'm toast. I'm ready to just end a lot of things, and I'm ready to go. Start something new, start a whole new journey. I was on the verge of quitting the only place that I have known professionally for 12 years. And I was ready to leave. I was ready to start something new. That place was not making me feel good about myself, and it wasn't giving me reassurance on my future, the future of the city of Austin, Texas. So many things were coming in. So I ended up getting like a part-time gig while I'm still working this full-time job. And, a wonderful friend was telling me, you just gotta find that Band-Aid, just get the Band-Aid and hopefully you can kind of move on. It'll take steps, it'll take time. So yeah, I got the part-time wedding gig. I was a videographer, editor, as I'm still working for this other place. And started kind of figuring out some stuff, making some connections. And there's a place, there's a town called Cedar Park, and some former co-workers at the job, at my current job, where worked for the city council in Cedar Park, and I was reaching out to them. They needed some help with editing and video recording council meetings, stuff like that. So yeah, I jumped on it, and I was like, hey, that is your second part-time job. You already have one, let's get the other one, that way you can leave. Never quit a fucking job without having something lined up. If you're good on finances, I guess that's fucking cool. If If it works out for you, great. But like, don't just quit a job like that without having some type of backup. It's a bad idea. And I know young people do it quite often because they can, dependent on their folks, or maybe they have money saved up. I'm gonna go for the latter on that one. So yeah, I quit. I put in my 2 weeks, um, and just so happened to be my last day was July 4th, 2014. So I'm trying to make myself happy, and I didn't know how to do it, but slowly but surely it's starting to happen, right? Um, and yeah, that was like one of the best times. The only thing, honestly, that kept me going throughout my time at that place before leaving after 12 years was being in a band. Um, that was like the love of my life. Straight up. I adored every moment of it. And I had never been in a band, and I lucked out because I'm doing this thing with my best friends. I went to school with these cats. Yeah, we were playing gigs, we were creating music, we were creating a great experience for ourselves to remember. We did it sort of late, but at least I thought that was like, that was a better route, which I think it still technically is. It's a better route. You just gotta like see your way through it and, pursue it. If that's the idea, then pursue that shit. And was fucking happy, right? We're playing gigs around town. Some were like, we're the same venues. We're the new kids on the block. So like, we're still playing, the venues that some of the other bands have already like graduated from and all that stuff, and they've moved on to bigger and better venues. Not to say that the venues that we were playing that weren't great venues. It's like a hierarchy there. You just got to start out small and let's play at this joint, and we got to play here just to gain fans and get heads in. But I'm having the time of my life, and playing these amazing, to me, there's just really great shows, and not every show was great. Not every show should be great. You should have these really shit shows. But we were having a really great time, and I'm the drummer, and I had never played drums before, so I had started at a really late age. I'm what you call a late bloomer, and to a lot of cases, I am a late bloomer. So, yeah, we played all these gigs and put on these shows, and just making a really great experience out of it. And things started going slightly downhill. I'm not going to get into the logistics of all of that, but let's just say that the focus was going elsewhere for members of the band, right? So that's all I had. Honestly, that's how I felt. That's all I had. So I had to leave this job, and that place wasn't making me happy, but the only thing that was me playing in this fucking band. So again, left the job, got these 2 new part-time jobs. I'm doing that, and I'm having a, hey, you're having to start over. And we're still kind of like knocking around, but we just stopped playing gigs. Like we just stopped playing live. So we were trying to focus on like creating more, more new music. And we just weren't getting there. Just wasn't happening. So like I'm slowly declining, and I just wasn't feeling good. And my health was starting to, show a little bit. Like the unhealthy side of it. And fast forward, did some other stuff. Started doing stunt training and all this other shit. And then my partner was like, "Yo, I have this opportunity to go to Chicago. Let's go." And I'm like, "Oh, cool. All right." And you're just kind of just sitting back because I had never lived anywhere else. I've only known Austin, Texas. That's it. Well, in the outskirts. I've only known Texas. That's it. I've flown to other places but never lived. And so, I'm having to really think about this, and I just said, fuck it, because I felt like the band wasn't going anywhere. I knew that we weren't going to be doing anything. The focus was going elsewhere. So I just jumped at it and I left. And I told my brothers, "Hey, I'm leaving. We're going to Chicago. Um, there's a great opportunity for one of us, maybe both of us, but I'm gonna see this thing through and see what happens." So yeah, we pack up all our stuff, make the road trip, right? We make the trip. I get to Chicago. Yeah, I'm there. Fuck. Um, my partner hits the ground running, and it's amazing. She's succeeding, and fuck. I'm just spinning wheels. You know what I mean? I kind of knew that I was gonna have a hard time trying to find another gig. Like I felt it, but I just didn't believe it enough. And yeah, things were not looking great for me. And that's off the top. Like that's off bat. So I started looking at, fuck it, let's look at some the service industry. Why not? You got friends in the service industry. It's still money. And, you gotta pay bills, man. And I tried it, and no one would hire me. And I do mean nobody would hire me because they looked at my resume and they said, "Why would you leave a gig like this? Why would you leave a career like this for the service industry?" And starters, like, and that's how they would talk to me, honestly. And that's kind of disrespectful, right? There are people who actually thrive in the service industry because that's what they're meant to do. They're great at that communication style delivery, right? And there's way more to it than that. And yeah, no one would hire me. So I decided to go back to Texas. I gave myself like 3 months, I think. I said, let's just go back. So, I'm embarrassed. I'm having to leave my partner. I'm having to go back home. I didn't even tell anybody. Like, no one really knew that I was there. More due to the shame of it, and also too, like, I was hell bent on trying to work. So why would I want to go see people and hang out? That's not the point. So, down the street, but from my parents' place, I ended up living with them basically, and this restaurant ended up giving me a job. So, I'm starting out as the busser and a runner a little bit, but mainly just a busser. And then they wanted to move me up to working behind the bar, not even a bar back, just a bartender. They liked me. I think that they expected me to stay, and they wanted me to stay. But I had to get back to Chicago. I couldn't just leave, and not come back. So 3 months go by. I get, you know, the experience, right, on my resume, and I take it back to Chicago. The moment I arrive in Chicago, I hit the ground running. I start going to other, service jobs, service industry jobs, all these restaurants and barista shops and all this shit. Same thing happens again. No one's taking me seriously. No, everyone's like baffled. Like, why, dude? What are you doing and why are you here? Like, this isn't for you because my work experience doesn't show that I could fucking do labor, basically. There was something on there that kind of showed it, but it wasn't that. But because all they saw was video production. That's all that they saw. It's me picking up a camera and editing and working for, TV. So, again, like, I'm baffled too, and I'm confused, and I'm like, dude, this isn't gonna work. So, my depression is getting worse and worse and worse, and I'm like, whatever. So, eventually, I started hounding a company, a restaurant. I started hounding them about hiring me. Don't worry about the resume. I'm a hard worker and I can do shit. And they needed a bar back. And I was like, dude, I could do this. Stop tripping. Let me in. So after hounding them for like weeks and weeks, they ended up hiring me, right? I think his name was Raphael. He hired me. And he was like their interim GM or something like that at that time. Yeah, so I started working for this restaurant. I'm working, and great, money's coming in, but I'm not working many hours because their week, they're out like Monday through Thursday is just garbage for them. They get no service whatsoever. So I started doing the gig. All right. Mind you, we lived in Chicago for damn near 3 years. So I'm at this place for like 2.5 years. And things are getting worse. You would have thought that things were getting better, but as I'm still working at this place, I'm still trying to apply to these other places that are more suited for what I've been doing for the last, some odd years. And nothing's coming through. Nothing. I mean, like, nothing. And I'm just getting so tired, and I'm getting fed up, and I'm working behind the bar, and I started becoming irresponsible. I'm drinking a lot, and I'm drinking consistently behind the bar, after the bar. Full disclosure, before the bar, before I show up to work, I'm already drinking. It was getting bad, and maybe I hid it fairly well. Maybe I did. I'm pretty sure I fucking didn't. And yeah, I'm losing my shit. Like, I'm losing it. I'm not having fun anymore. I hate my life. I hate what's going on. I wasn't blaming anyone but myself. And mind you, I just broke up with my friends. Like, I ended a relationship. It was already going down the gutter, right? But I left, and I felt like it was, I blamed me for all of it. I blamed myself, and I just could not get over that. So I'm still thinking about that. I'm still trying to like create certain things. I have my drum kit with me in the fucking apartment, and I'm getting in trouble from neighbors. I'm just trying to create. I'm just trying to make myself happy and stay alive. I couldn't do it, man. I just couldn't do it. And it just got worse. It got really bad.
Oh man. Where the fuck am I? Shit. I gotta stop this shit. Oh. Oh my god, it fucking stinks down here. I need to get the fuck out of here right now. Excuse me. Move, please, thank you. Move, excuse me. Yeah, it's time to go. Ah, fuck. Sorry, guys. It's an old tape. Here we go.
Austin's Hit Music. 96.7.
And eventually we got an opportunity to leave. So I could transfer, and then my partner can transfer as well. And that's what happened. So we ended up coming here into Southern California. And mind you, I'm still trying to make things right with myself. I hadn't done that. So I come to Chicago, and then I come to Southern California with baggage, like straight up baggage. And I don't think obviously no one knows me, even in Chicago. Like, I met some really amazing people, and I still have some really, really, really great friends, and people that I do consider family, who still live there. But I don't think they even knew, like, truly, like, what the fuck was going on with me. And even the new people at the restaurant in Chicago, they didn't fucking know me, and they just know that there's this dude who's showing up, who's quiet, and who's working his ass off, by the way, but quiet, and maybe has an attitude every now and again, and all this shit. It's just, I was going through a lot, but I was trying to be the nicest that I could be, like, and that's really difficult. But I was trying to be nice, and I really hope that I didn't, like, make anyone feel, awful. And I hope I didn't say anything to anyone that was just uncalled for. Anyway, so yeah, I am in Southern California, transferred, and let's do this thing again. Let's start over, still at the same exact company that I already don't like. But let's figure this out, and, still same damn thing, guys. Same thing, still drinking. Still drinking a lot, and I couldn't stop drinking. My weight before leaving Chicago was out of control, in my opinion. I was hurt. My knees were going to shit. I was injuring myself at work without really telling people, per se. I was in bad shape, and I'm talking about bad shape. And I was still working through all of that, coming back to, or arriving in Southern California. And although still working at, a terrible place, I was starting to feel better a little bit, but still drinking. And what killed it, what helped, was not only the Pacific Ocean, the sun, the environment, going hiking, all that stuff. I had to pull the trigger. I had to do it. And this is the only time I've ever done this. I fucking quit. I didn't put in 2 weeks notice. I fucking quit because I got into the tolerance just went out the window, and I got into an argument with some people behind the bar, and I just got fed up with everything. You know, I let my manager know what's going on. This is bullshit. So I left. I was upset, and I fucking left. And I wrote them a letter, or an email, and I explained that my mental health is way more important than what's going on at this establishment, and there's no accountability, and I need to take care of myself, and you guys are making it very hard for me. So let me do you guys a favor and let me leave. I will leave, because nothing's going to change. So let's leave. So I did that. I left. Hey, and guess what? I started feeling better about myself. I started losing weight. I started getting back into shape. I began to get a little more happier. I started this thing that I'm on right now. This podcast was created in 2018. And just felt better, which, I mean, the podcast was already going before I even quit, but, you know, this was me trying to make myself feel better. I started feeling better. I started healing. And that's one of the things that I think that no one takes seriously whenever you're going through these times, is healing. Whenever you are depressed, your mental health needs a huge evaluation. You need to start healing, and that's what happened to me. Am I 100%? Absolutely not. But I am well off. I'm way better than I was, some years ago. So, I'm definitely a huge advocate for getting your shit together when you're going through a mental crisis. You need to start looking inward, looking at yourself, look at your environment, see if that's the issue. It does take time. This shit takes a lot of time. So if you look at it now, it's been like 6 years. It basically took me 6 years to really start feeling better. Some people move a lot quicker, I think, but you might not want to lie to yourself. Took 6 years. So it takes time. Depression is real. Getting outside, vitamins, exercising, socializing with the people that you care about. If you have a way of getting on a bicycle and going out for a ride, journals. If you're a creator of some sorts, create the music, create that painting, make a short film or something. Read books, It can get yourself some plants, man. Become that person who just has a jungle of fucking plants. Because in the process of healing, you're also like nurturing something at the same time. That's why people get animals, They get dogs and cats and shit because it's comforting and they're nurturing something, especially if they're not at a point where they want to have kids. Or they may never want kids, but this fluffy motherfucker over here in the corner, or who's sitting in my lap, is the love of my life and is taking care of me, and we're taking care of each other. You know what I mean? Sorry to get like a little like hippie there. I hate hippies, but I feel a lot better. But this is what the process, I think, is. Some people also need therapy. I've yet to go to a therapist. Not saying that I don't need one or that I'm anti-therapist. No, I just I haven't gotten there yet, and I'm that person that likes to try and do shit for myself first to see if I can pull myself out of it. You know, I try not to surrender so quickly, if that makes any sense. I like to do it myself first, before letting people into my world of discomfort and dysfunction and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm still trying to create. I'm still writing things in my journal of sorts. I'm still trying to make myself feel at ease and feel better about life, because it's this is it, man. Like, this is what we're dealt with, right? There's a lot of people who have a higher hand in that, but there's a lot of people that are also, if you think money is the root of it, that's going to make you happy. And no, we've seen, if you've seen any documentaries, if you've read books, I mean, there are people who are fucking miserable, billionaires who are miserable, who are losing their marriages. It's Kanye West is one of them. Jeff Bezos is another one. Money's not everything. You need to check in with yourself. It helps to pay for things and do those things, but at the end of it, money cannot purchase a cure for depression. You can get like a little placebo and fuck yourself up even more, or you can just take the longer route and really start to work on yourself, talk to yourself, figure it out, meditate, surround yourself around some beautiful fucking people who can honestly understand you and understand what you're going through. So yeah, I encourage you all to, if you are going through depression and you have mental illness, especially if it's like in your bloodline, like, yeah, recognize that shit and let's get some help, right? The key is to get the help so you're not off injuring yourself and others. The brain is a very delicate piece of meat. I'm an idiot. This is the most personal that I have talked about myself before. I'm not really into it, but I'm doing this right now because I feel like it needs to happen. So, but I would love to say, not naming names, but I would love to say thank you to, I would like to say thank you to the people that have been in my life throughout the years of helping me, even if they didn't even know that they were helping me. There's only a handful of people, I think, that know that they played a pretty decent role in helping me, because I decided to get a little bit of help from the outside. So thank you very much. I appreciate you. I love you very much. And yeah, good times. Good times all around, right? All right. How are we going to celebrate today? Let's do some Coke.
Mostly unrestored. It has been repainted in the original high-impact top banana. That's what they called it. But they retained the original striping and the interior, all original as well.
$250,000 down to 275. Tim really dug his heels in. He did not want to let the car go for just a regular number.
Some people will never understand what it's like to fall in love with something, a person, a place, a thing, and that's not their fault. It is what it is. Don't string people along on your own journey. If it's your own journey, and if no one wants to be there for the ride, no one wants to hop on, that's just let them go. Don't keep forcing it to happen, because it's not gonna fucking happen. If it's not meant to be, if it's not genuine, if it's not authentic, organic, then it's not gonna happen. It's just won't. So these are the things that I have learned over the years. So I'm on my own journey. I'm doing my own thing, and we'll see what happens. We'll just see what happens. Yeah. So we'll see.